here we are at our second of 4 performances within the 2024 Virtual Dada Festival, co-sponsored by Three Rooms Press and New York Public Library.
Public Library. So this video will be on their website with a link, and it will be also on our Facebook page soon. It's running on Cat's page if you want to watch it live there. So here's our book, MAINTENANT 18. It's our 17th edition of a contemporary journal of a journal of contemporary Dada writing and art. And we've been doing it, as I said, 17 years. And the first one began with Arthur Crevin in 1913. And he was a provocateur to Dada, which began in 1916 in Zurich with Tristan Tzara's Dada Manifesto. And it all came from World War One, which basically people were staring at 40,000 corpses piling up per day in a trench and saying, why? And saying, if this is what the world has led us to, we need to change everything. And we're pretty much at that point now. We're all together here, and we're here to expose injustice and to make it to get to the point of it and see how we can make the world better. And the way we do it is by creating and belonging together in our creative community and inside the pages of this book. So,
right.
Kat, what do you have to say?
Our theme,
hold on. Our theme is, all right. Step down a little.
And okay. All right.
Nice.
Democracy, that's us. So we'll have to do it again. It was a lot easier live, let me tell you. But we're not shy, and we're gonna keep doing that every time. Plutocracy, and this is our theme. This is our intro to the theme and to the journal. And
right. And before we get into that, do you want to talk about the cover?
The cover, you tell the cover.
Okay. A little bit about this cover. The cover is incredible, a credible piece of work called Great American Bubble Machine. And if you look, there's all these individual fat cats down below, and it couldn't be more appropriate than it is right now. This artwork was created by Molly Crabapple. Molly Crabapple is an award-winning artist and writer. She was shortlisted for National Book Award for her work with Syrian war journalist Marwan Hisham. And she's also done work in Palestine, doing illustration and commentary. She's also done a lot of other politically motivated work. And if you get a chance to see anything that she does, it's always phenomenal. We're so proud to be able to have Molly Crabapple's work on this cover.
Yes.
The theme, like we said, is plutocracy. So now we're going to read what plutocracy means. I'll start. The economy no longer serves human society. It's a business. So it is time to give business the business.
In MAINTENANT 18, we redistribute our wealth of new ideas into a journal of contemporary Dada writing and art.
We aim to shape public opinion with a plutocracy of our own manufacturer.
Creativity is our currency, and the amount has no limit.
Shine a light through every crack for we the people.
There are 2,640 billionaires in the world, and we've got each one of them right where we want them.
All right.
MAINTENANT 18. So you can get a copy of this in any bookstore, order it from them if they don't have it, or you can get it online, get it through threeroomspress.com or any other outlet there. Yeah. It's even on Target, believe it or not.
Wow.
Right. And also, you know, the rich people, they will run out of currency, but we will never run out of creativity. Okay. Everybody, please put yourself on mute when you're not performing. And thank you very much. And of course, take yourself off mute when you are performing. Okay, so Peter.
Oh, I guess I can take off the glasses.
Yeah.
And we'll bring up our first performer. We're very excited to bring up Mehrl Bennett. Catherine, come on up and wow, and bring the book to life. So good to
There's
see you.
Catherine.
Hello from Ohio.
Hello. Take it away.
Okay, my piece in MAINTENANT 18 is bordered with the word economy, rubber stamped. And the word crazy is capitalized within the frame. These words were taken from Jerry Salt's book, Art is Life. And the particular area he was where he was speaking about a documentary from a few years ago called The Price of Everything. And in the art market, there's quite a few art speculators who purchase art as an investment. And there's a quote in the documentary by Oscar Wilde, and it's about cynics that know the price of everything and the value of nothing. And later on in that chapter, Jerry says the craziest thing is that those moneyed art collectors hardly seem to notice the artists because they're so involved in buying and selling art as an investment. So that's what this is about. I have a couple other short poems that have to do with a theme. This one is something I wrote after the recent election. I'm speaking about my shirts that were to promote Kamala Harris. Where is my shirt? She was here, now he is everywhere. She is no more. Where is my shirt? This shirt is insecure. This shirt is insincere. This shirt is in the laundry. It used to be safe. It used to be believable. It used to be clean. Where is my shirt? On my left is my right. On my left is my sight. On my left is my conscience. On my right is my left. My right is left bereft. My right is left a mess. Where is my shirt? Okay, and the second piece is called Bourgeoisie. And the lines start with the letters of the word bourgeoisie. Bourgeoisie are capitalistic societies. Upper class, a powerful ruling group, holds the economic reins of ownership over industrial production. This ruling group tends not to share the profits of the industry. Instead, they fake a take on trickle-down economic plutocracy. And so it ends with a dollar sign and the Y funneling into a drop. And all the S's in the poem are spelled with a dollar sign. So that's what I have.
Great. All right.
Thank you, Mehrl Bennett. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much from Ohio.
Excellent work.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Thanks for the inspiration.
And the funniest thing is that the piece next to you, which I couldn't believe, was also about Jerry Saltz.
Right.
He's flipping the bird at somebody that's saying, at Sotheby's, saying, Jerry Saltz is hilarious. So I did go after Jerry Saltz. I said, Jerry Saltz, you can't believe you are a spread in our book. And I wrote him in New York Magazine. I didn't hear back. I wrote him to his through his Facebook page. He's a friend. He didn't write back. So finally I found his address and I sent him the book. And I know he saw it. So that's enough, you know.
There you go.
If
Okay.
you know, I don't feel inferior. It's just I guess he's very busy.
That's
But
right.
he's a spread. No other art critic was ever a spread in a journal. So
That's fantastic. All right. Thank you so much, Catherine.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. Next up.
next up, we will bring up Mark Hoefer. He's out on the West Coast.
Hello, Mark.
Okay.
Take it
Are
away.
Are you there? Okay.
Yes. You're there now. There you go.
It's all yours.
Hang on. Dada 2024. My name is Mark David Hoefer. My piece is titled Scam This Code to Pay. Here's a quick bio to get you acquainted. The Marco blend. An uplifting medium roast of multi-source beans from California, Slovakia, Mexico, and Ireland, with notes of tangy orange, spicy chile, nutmeg, and dark sarcasm. What's the O in Americano? A broken shard of pottery. Introducing the shards. The main reason I paint is because I can't see. The light fandango. Maria de la Luz. Eureka! Have I found it? Who found what? Another story of deceit, American disingenuity, man-infested destiny. 3 cherries. Tres cerezas. Tres cerezas. Tres cerezas, por favor. Diamond-eyed jackalope. Nesting. Instability. Hot coals buried in the sand from last night's revelers. Don't get me wrong. I specialize in misunderstanding. Hamster wheel, dollar, candle, eye on the pyramid scheme, make a mass, capital. Just to be clear, all good things do not start after the gold rush. I got on the wrong bus. And I like it. I am the singularity. Dirty, hairy, pretty, gritty, petty, thief, petite, larceny. Friend request. Hint. You do not have time. In this one-time forever offer, you can unburden yourself of all that ill-got wealth. Set yourself free. Release the guilt. Go defund you. SARF, Sad Artist Relief Fund. Plutocrat Redemption Site. Save the sad artists, pitiful, lamentable creators. To all you plutes, I know you're all going through some hard times, some uncomfortable times. You voted for you know who, and now you're feeling really guilty. Well, I have a solution to your down in the dumps feelings. I am making available to everyone a way to relieve that stress. It's called SARF, Sad Artist Relief Fund. It's just for you, just to feel better. Scan this QR code and donate to those sad artists that have been trying to make this a better world but feel like they have failed. The great thing is that it's free to donate, and it is not tax deductible because you don't pay taxes anyway, and that's part of your pain and guilt. Isn't it beautiful how this works? And as a bonus, I will send you a load of thoughts and prayers to wherever you'd like. So just scan the QR code and donate to your heart's content. Wouldn't it be funny to show everyone that you can be generous by sending $1, $5, $10, $100, $100,000, $500,000, $1 million, or even more? There's no limit. The more you donate, the better you'll feel. You'd be the talk of the club. So just have your valet scan the QR code with your phone, the one that you see on the screen, or flip to page 69 in Mountain on 18, a journal of contemporary Dada writing and art by Three Rooms Press, and scan the code there. Don't worry, there will be some side effects. Nausea, dizziness, bleeding from the gums, unexpected elation, pregnancy, and sudden disdain for vocabulary. All this should be expected. So don't forget to scan the code to pay. And do not disturb my circles.
All right.
All right.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mark
Hoefer.
Hoefer. Wow. Oh my God. I got this. I gotta put you back.
We're putting
And
you back there,
there you
Marilyn.
go.
We're
Thank
coming up.
you.
Nice work, Mark. Where are you at? Up in Oregon? Oh, he's on mute, so that's okay.
There I'm on now. I'm up in the Bay Area. I'm in Marin.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Marin County. But
Yeah,
normally you're down in San Diego, right?
Yeah, I'll be down there for a short time. Then I go up to Portland, up to my sister. So, yeah,
Okay.
so I'm back and forth like a yo-yo.
You're a
All
West
right.
Coast guy.
Yeah.
Yes, anywhere,
West
Pacific
Coast
Rim, you know?
All right. Well, thanks
Thank
so
you
much.
so much. That was a wonderful performance.
Mark Hoefer. One
Mark
more time for
Hoefer.
Mark Hoefer.
And yes, I keep thinking of putting a billionaire button on our website just in case, you know.
Yeah, why not?
Right. We'll be there.
A billionaire button. Well,
Yeah.
here's our MAINTENANT 18. There goes my money in my head. And we're going to bring up next from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Jessica Manack. So come on down. We're bringing you up.
There's
Hey!
Jessica.
All right.
See you.
Hi, everybody. It is so great to be part of this journal that I have admired for so long. This is my second year. I'm thinking of your comments, Peter, at the beginning, and how the piece I wrote has to do sort of with this idea of what is created from wreckage. So I'm going to read my poem that is in this year's issue. The house I built didn't have a roof until I shouted your name. How small's the sound of colossal things breaking, a rattling, a rug shaken out, snow falling like bone dust, pulverized cloud, cheeky bones, lazy bones, funny bones, gone hollow, blanched marrow. I had memorized each of your parts, could have filed them in plastic pouches, like the archaeologist whisking her soft brush over femurs and teeth, each piece in its place, and no room for nostalgia. But for you, pursuit was the pleasure, possession, passé. When you die, you reminded me, you want to be made into plates, bone china. Nobody will dig you up in 2,000 years, speculate, measure hips, count teeth. Embarrassing that would be to be so scrutinized, like seeing the gynecologist at the grocery. Awkward, like talking to the grizzled man 2 houses down, the man who whittles and, if asked why, says some things are more beautiful broken. The secret of bone setters, of geodes, of the spines of books. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much.
We love your
Jessica.
piece
Thank
in the book. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll see you at the end. Stick around, I hope.
Uh-huh.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
All right. Wow, we have a pretty good show going, don't you think,
We
Pete?
sure do.
Okay.
We sure do. It's
And-
a fabulous show.
It's coming along even more spectacular. We're going to have our next reader, which would be
Fred Marchant, please.
Right.
Fred, hey, Fred, how are you?
But it is a spectacular program and show and a magnificent edition of Maintenant. And I want to say that I always thank you both for the hard work you do in putting it together and gathering this flock of material with a theme. I also want to say that it is the day after Veterans Day, and that has some relevance to the poem that I have in this year's edition. It's called Evaporated Milk. The Second World War seeped into my childhood like the milk that dripped from a tin can with 2 holes gouged on top, a cow's head in an oval frame, a brand, PET, in caps. I see it again this morning, my mind in the 50s. Again, the coffee on, my father off to work at the gas station he owned for a while, his name embroidered onto his green winter work shirt. My mother is aproned, a cloth X on her back as she flips bacon strips. I am sneering at a Sousa march on the radio. WEAN. 7-Eleven on the dial. And it is 7-Eleven in the AM. The time for the daily, quote, march around the breakfast table, which none of us did, but I knew it was to honor veterans, affirm the good war, praise for all who soldiered on in the post-war. It would be decades before I'd meet the Levertov poem, where she says, when they tell you the war has ended, it has not ended. And as she puts it in another poem, every war is the same war, and it continues. I would add, it gets evaporated, sweetened, saved. And I want to take those extra couple of minutes. So I want to do something to honor this magazine. And I was thinking over, my relationship with it over the years, and it's my privilege to say that you have been refuge and light in the Trump era for me, from the beginning, way back in the beginning of his election. And so thank you so much for that salvation. And I thought that I wanted to read a poem. This one is from the 2020 Maintenant 14 of mine, my poem. It's a poem that really is my sense of what happened and what's happened again. It's called What? It was a time of mid-level feelings with mid-level degrees of authenticity. We all got along well, yet we were troubled by the direction we were taking. We had a leader, one might say a dear leader, but that would be too ironic for our taste. Still, we had a leader, and there were troops overseas. We couldn't remember the name of the language of the people we fought for or with, but it was a difficult tongue with a strange tribal history, the words mostly like a secret handshake. We still had enough fuel then to face the winter, which we all agreed was getting milder. My beloved and I calculated we had about 20 years to go. We had no children. We planned on getting a dog to see us through. Outside the window of a room where we spoke, a brilliant azure sky and a deep, shadowy green of the maple thriving beneath it. The temperature was perfect. Nothing felt so complicated we would not eventually come to terms with it. What? I see now to be the legitimacy and the depth of the question. What were we afraid of? What were we trying so hard not to think about? What snare held us back, froze us, the wire tightening, and then broke our necks?
I remember that piece. I hate that it has to be so relevant again now, but there you go.
We were so honored to have Fred Marchant in our journal and with us today, and just
Thank you so much.
you're a wonderful person, a great thinking person.
Yeah.
And then
All right, then likewise, wonderful persons.
And stick around if you can.
I will.
Okay.
And don't let that money go to your head.
It did. It already went to my head. It did. It's going to my head. It goes to my head.
Who's next, Pete?
Let's see. Who do we have? Hey, from Mexico.
Mexico City.
Talk to Mado later. Mado Reznik. Hello.
Hi. Hello. How are you? Well, actually, now I'm in Buenos Aires, just visiting my family and friends. So I'm not in Mexico now.
All
but
right.
I'm living in Mexico, so but I'm here.
Okay,
Down-
we'll allow you to continue, okay? It's all, we have from South America as well here today.
yeah, sort of, like here and there. Okay, well, first of all, thank you very much. As Fred just said, you are making a wonderful hard work, and I'm so honored to be here again, and thank you for the opportunity also. Thank you so much. And also because you're gathering all us together, and I'm working on resistance through art during the Holocaust. And I think that art is really a resistant attitude, that we need to carry on, just to carry on together like a community. So thank you very much. Well, what I've done here is this piece. I don't know if you can see. I hope so. Yes. And I'm working with this hand, which is, the title is The Invisible Hand of the Market Art, like the invisible hand of the market here, which is just holding two men, one with flowers instead of a head, and the other one with a skull. So market treat us as commodities, everything is a commodity. So we are a commodity also. And even here in my country now, in Argentina, where I'm living now, it's like life is a commodity, and you don't know how long it will take you to this hand, the invisible hand, to kill you, like with old people, children, poor people, and well, it's terrible. And in Mexico, where I live, it's also terrible, the situation. So it's really hard. It's really hard. And this hand, again, this hand here, yeah. The picture I use is a picture I took in Mexico, in a very beautiful, beautiful place by the sea, etc. But it's so, market is a way of, the market is working like cheating on us all the time. So that was my idea, working with this. Yeah.
Come on.
Thank you, Mado.
Thank you so much, Mado.
Thank you. Thank you again. Thank you very, 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 very much.
Right. We
Right.
really appreciate your insight and your way of creating art out of this situation and maybe making it more relevant to people as time goes on. So,
And as we said,
Thank you.
exposing that in
Right.
a creative way. Yes.
right.
And
Thank you very much.
so,
Thank you
again,
both.
resistance, but all of us belong on these pages, and we
Yeah.
belong here today.
Yeah, Dada is our perspective of Dada is anti-war and anti-fascist, things that right now we need to be. So thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye. And also, just here's our a big announcement that for next year on September 14th,
2025.
2025, we will be performing. We've got a performance we'll be putting together at none other than the Cabaret Voltaire in Zurich, where Dada began. So it's our
Yes.
first time that we'll be in there, and it's such an exciting. We set this up a few weeks ago, and it's going to be so exciting to be there and put together the show of many of our.
We've been working on getting this for 18 years, and it's finally happening. So we're so thrilled that is
It'll
coming
be a
about.
Sunday in September 14th, but we
Right.
will be there inside the Cabaret Voltaire. So
There you
I
go.
know all of you, and we'll be 19 that time. All right, we'll talk about the new theme down the road here inside the show. So next, let's bring up from Canada, Wes Rickert.
Rickert.
Come on, Wes, there he is.
Hello, Wes. Take it away.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
We're okay. Excellent. All right. So hello from Canada. It's great to be in New York City via the Thousand Islands and radiating throughout the galaxy. So Pluto crazy, here we come. Burning nude space. Puppets begin whispering. All lines and candy bar jazz. This was free air, was action, was. This was interrupting, was intrinsic, was inside, was out. This was cheap, was paper, was hanging, 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 hung. Was posy, was pretty, was pretty. This was beauty of all was face, was cream. This was figure of speech. This was liberty around, around was. This was political bouquet. This was giving, getting, going, feeding baby Zeus, feeding baby Zeus, feeding baby Zeus. Giving, stop, coin zippers, giving Cupid, counting peanuts, giving lip language, luggage, giving Nero's wig wax, top hat, taxing symphonies of silence. Silence of symphonies taxing wax, wig, Nero, peanut, Cupid, baby, lip, feeding, coin. All lines and candy bar jazz. Gimme some, you, me. Some Jack in the Box, you bonking. Bohemian, surprise me, you. Some adjective, some celebration. Some sailing you, me, away. Some you, me, some me, you. Some cardboard cutting, costing our tongues. Tongues. Some, hey, buddy, can you spare some blank verse? Going, gone. Some you, me, currency. Some cash, nom de, art birds, kissing, exchange, cash, cash nom de plume, cash smoking, humming, cash nom de good luck cash. You, me, bargain, you, me, cash, wallet cash, circumstances, parentheses, me, parentheses, thesis cash, cash this. Me, you, rip, Pluto, crazy, crayon brain, Z, gimme, give you, give us, give me easy lines, easy lines, give me easy lines, give me easy lines. Yellow Brick Ambulance Chasers, The History of Margarine, This Free Glass of Water, Parachute Best Before Date, Barking Dog, Dogma Fleas, Industrial Love, Kingdoms, Violin Solo Coupons, Bald Swimming Billions. All Lines, and Candy Bar Jazz.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Wes. Rickert. Woo! All
Nice
right.
job. I
That-
wanted some more of that money you threw in library.
I got the money.
here.
Thank you so much, Wes.
Wes Rickert in Canada.
All right.
And I wanted to just say about like what Mado was saying, when we put together our journal, we go through the submissions. The most important thing for us is to make sure that each piece, a writing piece and an art piece, or two art pieces, or two writing pieces, that they enhance the theme and enhance each other on every spread so that they belong. And when you turn the page, that spread belongs. And thus we all belong. We all belong in this place of resistance and creativity that we're going to continue. So thank you all for being with us, and thank you all for submitting and being, as big a part of the journal as everything else. We're all each equal in this fashion. So now we're going to bring up our
We have a
next
special guest.
W.K. Stratton couldn't make it today. He's going to join us tomorrow. So we've switched with and Ingrid Bent, who lives in Portland, was going to be on the next show, but she couldn't come. So we're bringing Martina Salisbury, who is her daughter, who's also in the book. And here she is. Martina, take it away. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, it's absolutely wonderful to be here. Thank you guys so much for organizing this and for inviting me to jump in. I am so happy to be a part of this Maintenant and to be part of the Maintenant universe. I love you guys and everything you do. Just wanted to quickly point out my daughter is also in this issue on page, I can't read this, 153. And I'm super excited to be in the same issue also with my mother, Ingrid Wendt, who couldn't be here on page 244. So when you have a chance, please read their work too, or Gemma's is a visual piece, Gemma Goethe. My piece is called Field Notes, Creatures of Plutocracy. And when I first heard the theme, Pluto Crazy, the first thing that came to my mind was Pluto the dog, with crazy dollar signs in his eyes and wearing a straitjacket. And somehow this led to future thoughts of Hermès, the French fashion luxury brand, actually makes dog jackets. They're not straitjackets, although that could be interesting. They're dog jackets that cost $1,500, which just seems mind-boggling. Like, if I had $1,500 to just throw at something, I would not buy a dog jacket. And then just sort of the creatures of this weird, crazy plutocracy universe. And so this is Field Notes, Creatures of Plutocracy. Cartoon dogs in straitjackets, dancing over black rainbows, reflecting the disappearing sky with dollar signs in their eyes, led by red-soled skeletons, led through canyons of glass, past feeding frenzies of king rats devouring donuts crammed into cracks of sidewalks waiting for collapse. Of civilizations contemplating confederacy with cockroaches, as fat cats feast on Michelin star sardines, dreaming of the world below their windows unbroken by birds, blindly seeking escape, longing for the faux romance of darker times, faded as the whitewashed writing on padded walls and disinfected dressing rooms of Bedlam. So, thank you guys very much.
Martina,
All
thank
right,
you
Martina. Thank
for
you.
your piece. Thanks for joining us and representing the whole family there. So
Thank you very much.
had your son in a photo. We've had your husband do a photo. We've had you. We've had
your father in the
My
picture.
dad?
of course,
Yeah.
Ralph Salisbury,
Right.
and then your mom and your daughter. So I mean,
No,
that's truly a family. And-
thank you. You guys, I love having you guys as Dada family. So thank you.
Right.
all right.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, so now we're gonna go with Sheree Shatsky.
Come on, Sheree, we're gonna bring you out.
Here you go. Add pin. Thank you.
And you are in Florida, huh? Okay.
Oops.
You
Yeah,
gotta unmute yourself.
Up.
Unmute. There you go. You did it.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
you
So glad to be here. I wish that we had been celebrating, but I can't think of another group I'd rather be with right now. Am I muted again? Okay. All right. So this is my contribution. It's a collage, and it is titled Overturn Citizens United, which is, of course, the landmark Supreme Court case that let so much money into campaign financing, most of it dark. And what I love about collage is I use many images from the public domain, and I really can't see myself very well. Are you able to see? I don't know. I'm not seeing myself on the screen. Okay, great. So what I wanted to tell you about are some of the images behind, because to make something such a serious collage that revolves around the dark money that is in public financing of campaign without even knowing who's making those contributions, I think we all know who's doing that. But the fun part is the hat and the face are Marlene Dietrich, and those gorgeous crazy eyes are, of course, Marty Feldman. But when I was looking at this today, what I noticed through my notes are all these wolves here. The wolves at one time, I don't know if you can see it, but this was them before I cut it and assembled into a collage. And the reason I'm showing you that is I'd like to share where that came from. It's just a little short paragraph, but first I have to put on my reading hat, which is my Dada hat that my kids got me for Christmas last year. I don't know if you can see it. But anyway, let me set up where those wolves came from. It is a 1946 book by Irving Crump, and the name is Og, Son of Fire. So I'm looking at that today, and what caught my attention was a text that I had copied above where gleam of eyes came from. So let me set it up a little bit. Og is a boy, and it's like an odyssey. He's been sent out to bring the gift of fire to his village. So he hears wolf calls, and he's very afraid. So back in those days, he was to be caught alone in the night with wolves, typically ended in certain and horrible death. Yet, this time he has fire on his side because he is bringing it back to his village. So quickly, this one little paragraph that stood out for me because it felt like it really had to do with these times. So it's chapter 6, At Bay with the Wolf Pack. Presently Og heard the soft padding of many feet. Then in the blackness among the trees, he caught the gleam of eyes, many of them, hundreds of them, thousands of them, as the big pack flowed among the giant sequoias. Og could see their sinister shapes vaguely as they loped along through the darkness, and as he watched them come, he could hardly believe there were so many wolves in the world. And that's my contribution. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Sheree.
That was
Thank you so
beautiful.
much.
Thank you so much. And I love that hat.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. And thank you for that background too on your piece of where the wolf comes is a beautiful way to tie in, something that you read and make a art out of it, is very good. Thank
I
you.
appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Sure.
You're part of the journal. Thank you for joining us.
All right.
Are we
Who's-
gonna?
Who's next? Oh, I thought maybe what I could do is I could read a piece.
What are you gonna read, Kat?
Why, Pete, I'm going to read I'm going to read a piece from ooh, I thought I had it marked, but
Who was it
apparently
by?
not. Well, it is a piece by um Thurston Moore.
Ah, yes, it should be right about there.
Yeah.
I think it's earlier.
I had it marked, but
It's
anyway,
earlier,
okay,
it's
it's earlier. All right, hang on 1 second. I hate when people do this. I think to myself, why do you just
She
not
had it
complete
marked. There it is. Should be right there.
Oh
There you
my
go.
gosh, here it is. Okay, so here we go. Brutal truth. Took a breather, was asked to read out loud words of a survivor. Can I mouth the sound of fire? Incineration blues. Genocide punk singer. Into a void we disincorporate. Words fail. Hearts draw blanks. Vote for the kid who torched the church. The mom, listen to her and act accordingly. Get on stage and learn the hardest way. Exchange notes of total transcendence through transparent action. Punk was no joke. You lousy landlord creep. Hairs and skins unite. And we all need to unite now. I thought we were going to, but apparently that didn't happen. So
Well, I mean, we could talk about that.
we can talk about that for days to come. All right. So we are so glad to be here and so glad to have you here. Thurston Moore, as many of you probably know, came to fame in the Sonic Youth and now has his own bands. If you ever get a chance to be a part of any of his performances, definitely go. He does
Amazing things.
incredible work.
Yeah.
All right.
Next on our list from
Marilyn.
Oregon, Marilyn Stablein. So please come on. We're gonna find you.
There she is.
Yay!
All right. So nice.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Wow. It's so great to be with you guys. I mean, thank you so much. Where's am I on here?
Yeah, you're there. You're on the side. That's okay.
For this incredible magazine. I mean, it's so chock full of everything, and it's very inspiring, and it's really an honor to be a part of it. So thank you for including me in it, and thanks to all the writers and poets and artists and performers on the show. It's really heartwarming. So my gratitude. My piece is, I'm a multidisciplinary artist, and that means I do a lot of collage, artist books, photographs, textiles, prose, performance, and installation. And my piece in this, I've made this little portfolio so I can flip through it, and I hope show you some of my works on time. It's a series on time. And so this was in page 85, I think. It's called Eye on the Clock. And and you can see the words here at the bottom. I'm not sure you could read that, but it's revolutionary. I mean, a clock, the revolution, the hours and the minutes, and watching time. And it's certainly this election week month was keeping track of all this. So now it's the time for the revolution. Let's put it that way. So it's actually time as a sequence, a series of collages I've made. These are a few other new ones. This one here, it has, bits of money and bones, kind of skeletal bones and clock, and this big drill, screw with drills and blenders. So that's kind of a mishmash of images. And I think most of my art is all recycled material. So these are vintage images, and the Monopoly game money, you might recognize that. This is some of the $500 bills, and it's more of a cityscape. It's an airplane, and then here talk about Monopoly is no monopoly is the theme of this one, with the clock and with the bars behind the bars, bars. And I've recently published from actually a Portland international magazine called the Homing Pigeon. And this is titled Good Deals. It's sort of a time warp. It's like, 50s images of, all these bargains in the material marketplace and everything. But it's kind of a spoof is what it is. So that was published in the Portland Journal. This one is Time on My Hands. And it's just, if there's so many time references, there's so many types of time. There's historical time, psychological time, clock time, times, end times, beginning times. And this was actually appeared on the cover of the Malpais Review, which was a journal out of New Mexico. And this is time travel. I think it's harder to see this one, but I have a bigger image, I think, here. Another Keeping Time. I mean, it's, for musicians, for performers. In this sense, there's this old canning jar. So keeping it in the sense of preserving time for what? For what's important, time to work on what, artists and poets, really care about and what's really important. And, preserving it from, invasions of some kind of weirdness up there. This one is Time Machine, kind of an old contraption looking thing. And the size of there's a little man here. I don't know if you could see him, but it's, the proportions of time. This was also published in Portland Magazine. High Time is, it's like a cityscape, but it's also the time, the clock's imagery is like the horizon and the mountains, and it's called High Time. You see there's three climbers climbing up an ice, probably a glacier of some kind, which is sad because, with global warming and all this, the glaciers are melting and there's, climate change, and they actually have funerals for glaciers now. It's very sad. And this is the one, Time Travels, with sort of spaceship, flying saucer type images and clocks kind of, and the world image there. And then I just wanted to quickly show a couple of other little collage books that were, these were published, they're artist books, so they're stitched, signed and numbered, put out by Red Fox Press in Ireland. And back in the 60s, in the countercultural 60s, I did a lot of traveling, and I was actually out of the country for 7 years, mostly in, indigenous, strong, impressive environments, off the grid. This was before the internet. And so I don't know if you could see that on that book, Houseboat on the Ganges in a Room in Kathmandu. That's it's actually my first book written, reproductions of letters home to my parents on aerograms. So it's an epistolary mail art memoir written on these aerograms. If you know what aerograms are, before the internet, there's no email, and you had these airmail letters. So that just came out a couple years ago, but it's my mother saved the aerograms. I was moved when she did that. So the Himalayas is where I spent time. Himalayan notebook, a lot of collages from vintage. Get this right here. There's different things. People, using fans instead of electricity, ways to wash clothes on the banks of the river, and not using, either fossil fuels or electricity, even solar energy. Just a couple of, some of the religious pilgrimage places. So that this is all about, with vintage imagery from that period. So this is just an example of one of my collage journals. And then they also published a couple years later, just last year, Elephant Chronicles. And this has to do with, elephants, and how the reason I got first involved with elephants was I lived in this sort of meditation hut, without running water, without, there wasn't even glass in the windows. There was just bars, keep monkeys out. And, but it happened to be right next to the Maharaja of Varanasi's preserve. And he had this preserve within this big city, and it was walled off. But somehow our window, looked into it. So I had two elephants as neighbors, and he brought them there to eat. They eat a ton of food, and they were cut these tree branches from the Bodhi tree, which is like this holy tree, and they would chomp on these branches. And, I would wake up and hear the elephants, chomping, and, they're amazing. And, I'm all for, preserving, natural beings and, elements and forests and whatnot. So these are all elephant collages, and they use elephants. This is vintage ephemera. They used elephants to advertise everything from, here's a train car, sleep like an elephant. I don't know what that means. Here's another one, battery, your battery. If you buy this battery, it's long lived as an elephant, and there's talk about animals should have rights, they should get royalty, for these kind of uses, advertisement uses. Different elephant imagery. Here's an elephant mystery bar. Who knows what that's about? And then also, here's gin, high and dry gin, with, elephant logos. So anyway, that's just sort of a sample of, circus. They did stop the elephants in the circus. So this is Jumbo before Jumbo the elephant comes home. So anyway, these are just a lot of fun, and I'm glad to have the opportunity to be with you all tonight and to share some of my work. And I look forward to the rest of the show. So
very much. Marilyn, Stablein. Thank you so
Marilyn,
much.
your work is just incredible. Thank you so much for sharing it and for sharing
you.
a little few details about this incredible life that you've been living and continue to live. So I
Keep
will
up, keep it up.
keep it up. All right.
Yeah, right.
Keep creating.
All right.
Thank you. Watch the money. Watch the money. All right, so,
You're sleepy. We have just two more performers.
three more.
Oh, three.
Three more,
Well,
but,
who would be next?
do you want to go next, or you want to announce the new thing?
No, yeah, let's
Okay.
let's have
Next
Belinda
is
go.
Belinda Subraman, so please welcome Belinda Subraman from Texas.
Hello, Belinda.
Where are you, in San Antonio?
No, I'm on the border of Mexico in El Paso.
El Paso.
I'm right there. I used to walk into Mexico, and I realize we have some people here that aren't from there. So, okay. And thank you so much. I was happy to be included. This is the first year with a poem, and the previous 2 years, you included some of my art, which I'm grateful for. I'll read the piece in the book. Earth Report. Heat advisory, fire danger, air quality alert, a new strain of virus killing the innocent, monkeypox striking the intimate, World War III in progress. Politicians trading liberty and empathy for riches as houseless numbers grow, weapons of war killing civilians. Anyone can buy out of a trunk of a car, gun show, or store, as if killing was encouraged. Mass shootings every day for sport or fame, our pettiness and politics and hormones. A knowing in our infinite smallness that we're toys in the brain of the cosmos, indifferent to the egos that keep us alive and disillusioned. We send out signals for connection, fortifying wisdom. We refuse to heed. Okay, and probably just one other. War veterans in the age of Trump, July 4th, 2024. We didn't feel like celebrating or driving to a fireworks display. The kids living on the hill above us gave us one, whether we wanted it or not. So we looked. Explosions that scared all neighborhood pets. Explosions that disturbed the peaceful needing to rest. Explosion to remind us there are wars all around us, and war wounded and war dead, and survivors who will not sleep tonight. Explosions like gunshots or bombs, then color like hopes and promises, but it was smoke fogging our senses, sounded like war, sounded like a reason to grieve, sounded like our way of life changing, sounded like the end of freedom. Thank you.
Belinda
Thank you,
Subraman,
Belinda.
thank you so much.
And you're the poet laureate of the International Beat.
Texas, Beatport Laureate of Texas, 23 to 25.
All right.
Hi, you got another year to go.
There you go. Okay, thank
Carry the
you so
ball.
much. All right. So,
Are we gonna announce the new theme?
or yeah, all right, let's you want to save it for later or do it now?
Well, we
Let's
can-
do it now.
Okay,
Okay,
so we do have a new theme for number 19.
for next year.
And for
Our-
our submission period will open on January 1st through March 15th. And it will be work based on this theme of
What is the theme, Peter?
ethics cleansing. If you think
Right.
anything's been removed from the earth, it's been ethics, and they're gone. And for all of the other cleansings that have happened, we got to look in the mirror and wonder how we've allowed this, and we must expose the reasons we have through the years, through the centuries, have allowed this sort of behavior to go on and proliferate. I mean, that's what we need to do, is look at ourselves and look at the world around us and find some answers. to
Yeah.
why ethics are just gone. You know, I mean, I had this one before the election and I was pretty confident that we would win the election, but you know, I hate to be so propitious with the
Yeah.
theme, because believe me, there is not an ounce of ethics, and we've got this guy coming in again. I hate to mention his name, enough people do, but he's he's already been the only that's only the second president to have served 2 non-consecutive terms, along with Grover Cleveland. So he will be that. He will be that. But I'm also hoping, you know, I'm not hoping, but if there's any other president that he can also try to emulate, we're hoping that it's William Henry Harrison, who died 10 days into office. So perhaps, you know, I mean, it may not be ethical, but let's think William Henry Harrison come the next few months.
But for now, let's think of Benito Vila.
We have Vila, but please bring Benito. There you are. All right. He's out in Mexico, right? Or you back in the States?
No, I live in Mexico. I'm on the Pacific coast in a little village of 100 people. It's a little fishing village. There
Very
are
nice.
many more chickens and pelicans than there are people.
Wonderful.
It's a nice thing. When I first saw the you know, whether you say it as Pluto crazy or plutocracy, I read it as, you know, I thought about where Pluto was. Pluto has a 248-year cycle, and we are, if you do the math, we are back in the 1770s. So that's one of the things that came to mind. And obviously our world is unbalanced. You know, I'm surprised we don't tip over. You know, you know, we have there's a conservatism, and I'm not sure what they're saving. So it's a very weird sort of thing, because they're only saving their prestige and not the rest of us. So anyway, so I like the theme a lot. I'm in the unfortunate position that the book hasn't arrived in Mexico, because I sent it to my daughter in San Francisco and her life got complicated, so she hasn't come visit me. But I'm hoping within the next month or so, I finally get to hold the book. You know, I get to know a lot of you from through the Three Rooms Press world on Instagram and everything, and it's just thank you. And also, I wanted to thank all of you, because I came down with dengue fever and I haven't been moving much for the last 8 days. And when I got this reminder that was here, I was like, I got to get up, you know. So thank you for getting me up, and don't make me laugh. The piece that was selected for Maintenant 18 is something I wrote called "The Goal of Civilization is to End Desperation." The goal of civilization is to end desperation. We need each other for that, not for the reasons that we think we do, but merely because we do. The need to be at the forefront of nothing in particular, without worry, completes most society and makes for closeness. Once upon a time is the stuff of fairy tales, opiates, and hypnotism. There's more truth to be had in bad decisions, or a big eye opening up showing you. Anything as neat and tidy as once upon a time has reasons for forgetting where you want your ashes sprinkled. Something good coming out of something, I don't know, I'm going to read something I wrote this week, and I don't know if it makes any sense. Inversion. Maybe everything that's real isn't. Maybe everything that's up is down. Maybe everything that's so wrong is going to be okay. Maybe everything I need is what I have. The way announcers talk has become the way everyone imagines they're supposed to talk, saying everything fast, forgetting the only people who talk like that are salesmen, candidates, and ringmasters, performers reading a script, crooks, thieves, and magicians who want you to forget where you are, forget who you are, and everything you know, who want you to surrender to their dream and get hooked by what they're about to tell you, while you find yourself giving them exactly what they came to steal from you. It's all a deception, a deke, a head fake that breaks apart your heart, and it feels that way when you find yourself holding your emptiness close for comfort. More goo for nothing. Another you gotta know this new rising star prolonging the old system, that hierarchy worship, a little longer. I lay down looking up the trunk of a tree and wonder what good is all this chatter of this new world, the new song, the new poet, the new radio program, the new TV show, the new podcast. You stream it and dream it. Where does it fit into what's really happening? There are aspects of consciousness that include obstacles to its evolution. I assume everything has a soul in it, even when I can't see it. There's a point of light within the mind that you are, the same light that is you, that doesn't need or want to let its light fly everywhere because it's not appreciated everywhere. Cry when you want to. No one is coming to save you or me. Right side up or upside down, to get people to pull a rope in the same direction takes more than words. All I came up with. I mean, I have more poems, but
Yeah.
thank you and congratulations on Zurich, and congratulations for encouraging this community of defiance and creativity, which is exactly what we need right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Are you going to read a piece, Peter, from
Maybe I
the
should
book?
close out.
Okay.
And let's bring up our last.
Okay, our final reader then we're going to bring up.
From Philadelphia, I believe, Allison Whittenberg.
Where's Allison? There's.
Oh, great. Hi.
Hi.
Hello there.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
You.
So I take it you got your book at your school, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. I remember we had, like you had, had disappeared.
Yeah, I did get it. Yes, yeah, I got it. And it's just wonderful if you can make it out. I don't know with the way the screen goes, but yeah, it is great. And like each page, it just takes you in different directions, and the artwork, the poems. And a few years ago I was in another one of your issues, so it's just wonderful to be a part of the family. So should I guess I'll read from I'll read Sustainable, because that was the one that was chosen. Sustainable. Eating eggshells for calcium, fresh to mush, watered down. Is this the future we prayed for? Wanting not to waste as waste fills our needs. And my poems tend to be really short, so I'm just going to read two other really short ones. This one is called Take the Truth from the story to create the myth that becomes the history that is taken for truth that we die for. And maybe one more. This one reminded me of what Benito was reading, the one he made up recently. It's called Loop. In your life, you will have something that you cherish, and you will nurture it, tend to it, love it, call it beautiful, because you made it beautiful. That's human nature. In that same life, some people will come along, destroy what you made, rip it, tear it, crush it, stomp on it, mar it, turn it ugly, because that's also human nature. And last but not least, I want to end with a little bit of, well, it's not comedy, but it's the perspective maybe that I'm taking is looking at it comically. I can't mate with the lights on, said the firefly, endangered. Artificial light has been hacking my groove since Edison. It's getting harder and harder to find tall grass, man. I'm about to flicker out. Me and the glowworms. It's lights out at our larva stage. We like it hot and humid. We need it hot and humid and dark. So have a heart, set the mood, and kill the lights. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Have you? Thank you so much,
Allison Whittenberg.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Well,
Wonderful.
there we have it. I don't think we have anyone else on the bill tonight.
Is there anybody else who's expecting to read tonight? No. What a wonderful event. Okay, but
yeah, we did it.
Peter, you had something you were gonna.
That's all right.
Okay,
I'll
come on. Okay. We have so many pieces. We have over 230 pieces in this book from over 40 countries on 6 continents. It's a real marvel that we've been able to keep this up, this labor of love up for 18 years. And we're looking forward to the next year. We're on, as we said, September 14th. We will be performing at Cabaret Voltaire in Zurich, Switzerland.
And we also have tomorrow day, we have part 2, tomorrow evening, part 2 of America's Virtual Dada show. And then on Thursday, 1 to 3, we have another international part 2. So those are coming up soon, tomorrow and Thursday. So let me read this real quick and then we'll wrap things up.
Great.
Get everybody back together. This is by Santiago Amaya, and a very mysterious person, Santiago. Sometimes he's in Northern California, sometimes he's in Southern California. We've had him perform with us at Beyond Baroque and also at Specs. So who knows where he'll be this year? We still don't know. He spoke about both. So it's called Erotic Thriller. Treat it like a side effect of war, an ignorable cancer. The American experience is watching a bomb go off in the middle of a refugee camp from the safety of your living room. Then you change the channel, do the twist and turn, fulfill your consumerist role, like the best of a weathered drum, the crack of an old road folded into the shape of your lips when you say, "This is the last time, I promise." A pile of ashes that once were luxury clothes, all for the sake of exclusivity. Settle upon the moment, because you'll never live it again. All will not be fine. There will be a war lost tomorrow. A final breath will be had. The justice we seek will not be claimed, and someone will gaze upon the night sky for the last time. But someday, victory will be in the hands of the true, and love will overcome this bitter earth, like an erotic thriller.
Wonderful. What a great way to end it. Thank you all for being here. And I'm just going to bring everybody up here for one last look at yous. And
yay, there's everybody.
Yay. Go ahead and wave to our friends.
Thank you, everyone.
On Facebook.
Woohoo.
Thank you.
Thank you so much
We
for
got
being here.
Mehrl Bennett, Mark Hoefer, Jessica Manack, Fred Marchant, Mado Reznik, Wes Rickert, Sheree Shatsky, Marilyn Stablein, Belinda Subraman, Benito Vila, and Allison Whittenberg.
And special guests.
Oh, and Martina Salisbury. How could I forget her? There's Franco.
Franco.
We got